1947, the year that changed the map of South Asia forever. As British rule ended, the Indian subcontinent was divided into two sovereign nations, India and Pakistan. With independence came turmoil, and among the most complicated outcomes was the question of Jammu and Kashmir, a princely state caught between two nations, two ideologies, and two futures. Jammu and Kashmir was a princely state ruled by Maharaja Hari Singh, a Hindu monarch governing a predominantly Muslim population. While the Indian Independence Act of 1947 allowed princely states to choose between joining India or Pakistan, or remaining independent, Hari Singh chose to delay his decision. This indecision created a power vacuum. Pakistan, eager to incorporate the Muslim-majority state, grew impatient. On October 22, 1947, armed tribal militias from Pakistan's northwest frontier province, with covert support from the Pakistani military, invaded Kashmir. Their advance was brutal. Towns like Muzaffarabad and Baramulla were ravaged. Civilians were massacred, and the chaos pushed the Maharaja to seek military help from India. To receive Indian military assistance, Maharaja Hari Singh was required to accede to India. On October 26, 1947, he signed the Instrument of Accession, officially making Jammu and Kashmir a part of India, at least in New Delhi's view. The very next day, Indian troops were airlifted into Srinagar in a massive and urgent military operation. It was one of the most significant military airlifts of the time. The Indian Army moved quickly to secure the Srinagar airfield and push back the tribal forces. Intense battles followed in regions like Baramulla, Uri, and Poonch. Despite heavy resistance, Indian forces managed to reclaim significant territory. Simultaneously, India claimed that it would hold a plebiscite in Kashmir after the situation stabilized, a promise that would later become one of the most contested political issues in the region. Although Pakistan initially denied involvement, it soon became clear that regular Pakistani soldiers had joined the conflict alongside tribal militias. By early 1948, Pakistani forces were actively engaged in the war, capturing regions in western Kashmir including parts of Gilgit and Baltistan. With both countries now officially involved, the war escalated into a conventional military conflict. Pakistan pushed from the west, while India secured the east and central Kashmir Valley. The terrain, the weather, and the lack of coordination on both sides led to a slow, grueling campaign marked by heavy casualties and strategic stalemates. As the war dragged on and civilian casualties mounted, international concern grew. India approached the United Nations on January 1, 1948, seeking intervention. The UN quickly established the United Nations Commission for India and Pakistan, UNCIP, and called for an immediate ceasefire, withdrawal of Pakistani troops and tribal fighters, and a plebiscite to determine Kashmir's future. However, both sides disagreed on the terms of withdrawal, and the plebiscite never materialized. Nevertheless, under UN supervision, a ceasefire was agreed upon on January 1, 1949. By that time, Pakistan had control over roughly one-third of Kashmir, while India held the remaining two-thirds, including the key regions of Jammu, the Kashmir Valley, and Ladakh. The ceasefire established what is now known as the Line of Control, LOC, a de facto border that still exists today. It divided Kashmir into Indian-administered Jammu and Kashmir and Pakistan-administered Azad Jammu and Kashmir along with Gilgit-Baltistan. The war caused thousands of military and civilian deaths on both sides and displaced countless families. It sowed deep-rooted distrust between the two nations and laid the foundation for decades of conflict. The 1947-48 war was more than just a military confrontation. It was the birth of a geopolitical crisis that remains unresolved to this day. The conflict shaped national identities, military doctrines, and foreign policy for both India and Pakistan. It led to the permanent militarization of the Kashmir region. Three more wars between India and Pakistan, 1965, 1971, and 1999. The rise of insurgency and militancy in later decades. A nuclear arms race between the two countries. Ongoing international diplomatic tensions and repeated UN discussions. The Kashmir conflict is now one of the world's longest-running territorial disputes. The decisions made during the First War, and the promises left unfulfilled, continue to define the politics, security, and future of South Asia.